guys, this is your girl Tara with Coaching for Life. I thought I would take a minute to make a video today. I just kind of had that thought process about the way that we perceive things, and even when we're trying to get to a place where we are able to get outside of ourselves a little bit, to be able to have a better perception of what is going on in our lives all the way around us, starting from what's happening inside of us, and going all the way through to the external layers, the spiritual layers, and even the universal layers. And so as I was thinking about this thought as it relates to us as humanity, it got me thinking about the fact that life is kind of like all of these circles or these layers, and that our mindset day to day exists inside of maybe one or two layers. For people who are especially woke or awakened to their higher self, possibly that goes a little further, but it's very hard when we're looking at things from a human standpoint, which is kind of just centered right here in the here and now, in that first layer, that first circle, to kind of see what's going on around us. And the reason why this can be important, or is important, is because when we're trying to understand why we keep running into the same issues in our lives, why we continue to have the same problems, or maybe our relationships and our love life continues to have the same repeat instances of maybe things that are displeasing or things that we don't want in a relationship, that we tend to find that we're just like, wow, why does this keep happening to me? And I don't really see the connection between what it is that I'm doing and the results that I'm having. So I actually wrote a little kind of poetic thought on the topic, and then after I read it to you, I'll give a little conclusion on this topic of life kind of being like these circular layers that we exist inside of. And it's actually called Cycles. I'll just grab this here and read it to you. It says, "It is interesting, our perception of things. One moment we are inside the circle, the next on the exterior. The next moment we have left the circle and find ourselves looking in at all the events that transpire. This existence is a loop, a Mobius strip, if you will. If you won't, consider it this way: layers and layers of circles. We exist, and by we I mean us, inside one or maybe two of those layers. Because of our close proximity, we cannot truly feel or get the sense of the outer layers. They are not where we reside. Any information we receive in this now state about the outer layers gets lost in translation, as if we've tuned to a station with fuzz that is inaudible. We cannot understand the message. We get lost in it. We fear it. We change it. And it's all perfectly normal inside of our circle. Until we expand outside of our Mobius strip, until we are outliers looking, can we see cycle. Observe the flow of traffic when not in a state of fear. The cars, bicycles, pedestrians, scooters, and animals all weave throughout one another like a tapestry, each part carefully connecting and yet avoiding the other. Hear the sounds they make, together in unison, as if they were a life-based choral section. The heartbeat of every living thing on the planet, and the rhythm, which I choose now to write these thoughts on paper, all together, perfectly intertwined, sheer magnificence. And then I kind of did a little graph of some layers of circles and made an arrow to the center, a couple of circles, kind of denoting where most people, their thought processes lie, which is in those first two layers. We're focused on the things we have to do day to day, our to-do list, I gotta clean the house, I've got this trip I've got to plan, whatever it may be, we're usually kind of focused on those things. Now, it's not a bad thing to be present and in the here and now. As a matter of fact, most coaches that you speak with will suggest and recommend, if you're feeling kind of harried and anxious and all over the place, it's too much past or too much future and not enough present. So being present is good. What I'm suggesting here is that sometimes, even inside of the present, we're so kind of boxed in with the way that we see the world, it's hard to expand and get outside of that, so we can see why we're still having these issues. No matter how much we try to get on the ball, there's still these areas where we still would like to do better, or we're falling short, we're not making or reaching our goals, and we're not feeling our best. We're not the happiest that we could be. So this would be what I'm referring to as I read to you here in the little writing that I made for you today. So something to think about: expansion. And I actually posted a new video, which is linked to Bob Proctor, an amazing coach. If you haven't had a chance to check him out, please do. And the video actually talks about the fear barrier. So sometimes one of those things that's stopping us is a barrier of something that we're afraid of or we're not comfortable with, because it's not our normal process. And that's okay, because even with those things that are new to us, or things that maybe we're hesitant about, because maybe we didn't have such a good experience with it, we can still use processes to work through that fear barrier so that we can get to the other side where the results and where the positive things that we're searching for live. So very important, if you're dealing with fear, identify it, look at what that is, how it's making you feel, and then start those processes to be able to work through that fear and start to feel better about giving it another try if it's something that you must go through in order to reach your goal. If this is an expansion issue, like say you're trying to expand your mind, your thought process, or expand spiritually, this is good inner work for connecting with the higher self, which is so important. Anytime we want to grow as individuals, we really need to get in tune with who we are on the inside. And that part of ourself that has the answers, that knows exactly what it is we need to do in order to reach our goals, we need to get in touch with that part of ourselves. And I'll be doing some videos on that here soon, some processes that can help you to get in touch with your higher self. But one of those main key ones that I recommend is definitely meditation. And it doesn't have to be anything deep to start. If you're new to meditation, just taking 5 to 10 minutes a day, in the morning or in the evening, or both, even better, and just being quiet, listening to the sound of the breath rising and falling, and allowing your mind to just let go of all of those different thoughts that are constantly flowing through, so that you can allow your higher self to speak to you. Very wonderful experience, and as you get used to it, it becomes like dessert. You just don't want to stop doing it because it feels so good and it gets you aligned for your day. So anyways, that was my thought for today. I hope wherever you guys are, you're having a beautiful day. It's gorgeous here in Michigan. I know I'm always shooting these videos from my car, but that's because I love my car. It's like my little relaxing place that I like to come to and think and talk about things. So I hope this video was helpful to you. Feel free to visit the Facebook page. You'll see a link to the Bob Proctor video on breaking through that fear barrier. Like I said, an amazing coach, amazing information. But other than that, I hope you're having a great day. This is your girl Tara with Coaching for Life. Please check out our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you soon.